So looking ahead, from here,
Yeah.
is the message to look back at November 2020 and to condemn and criticise much of what happened?
Yeah.
Or is the message to look forward and try and make sure that weakness in the system can't exist again?
I think it's both. I think it has to be both. We have a base in Alabama, as an example. I had 69,000 people recently show up. Wherever I go, I think I'm getting bigger crowds now at the rallies, and you know the rallies because you've been to plenty of them.
Yeah.
I have the biggest crowds I've ever had. And I think it has to be both, because if you don't study what took place and do something about it, if possible, I think they're going to do something about it. I don't view that as a foregone conclusion. If you don't look back, you really can't look to the future. But I think it's really a combination of both, and very strong to the future, but also it's very strong looking back. People don't want that to happen again.
No, and voter ID. I mean, for example,
Voter ID is very
there's
important.
an overwhelming majority, and it's not just Republican voters, and Democrat voters who think voter ID makes sense and we've got to have free and fair
Right. If we didn't
elections.
as an example, if we didn't have what happened in 2020, all of these legislatures and all of these people that are meeting and passing voter ID now would have never happened. So, looking back is okay. You have to look both ways, but you can't forget about what happened. And if you did, you wouldn't have all of the things that are happening now happen. And there's some very exciting things. But one of the big things is voter ID. And you have to stop the mail-in voting. The mail-in voting is just ripe for fraud, and that's what it was.